Hey guys, it's Christina Cimorelli here. You probably know me from my main channel, Cimorelli, where I'm in a band with my sisters. But this is my second channel, the original Cimorelli channel. If you know, you know. And on this channel, I make videos about pregnancy, eventually motherhood, motivational, inspirational stuff, marriage, and life advice. So this video is a pregnancy Q&A. I asked you guys on my Instagram, link in the description if you want to follow me there, for what your questions were, and you guys had a lot of them. So, and some of them are like just about my baby in general. You'll see. So I'm just gonna jump in. I hate when people do long intros. I know I do it sometimes, but I hate it. So we're gonna jump in. Number one, and I'm looking at my laptop, so that's where I'm looking. When are you due? I'm due in August 2020. I don't know what year you're watching this in. Do you want a boy or a girl? I don't want either one. I'm totally open to either one because I have a really cool, unique situation in my family. If you know, there are 11 kids in my family and it's like boy, girl, 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 boy, girl, girl, boy, boy, boy. It's like all these different like mixtures of boy and girl. And we have some places where it's like a bunch of girls in a row, some places where it's a bunch of boys in a row, and then some places where it's like every other one almost. And every different section of the siblings is really cool and has its own cool, fun thing about it. Like my little brothers are teenagers now and there's 3 of them in a row and it's so cute. And my sisters and I, there was 4 of us in a row and that was really fun. And then the places where there's like every other one, that's another really cool dynamic. So honestly, I'm just really open. And the baby already is something and me like wishing for something isn't gonna change it. So that's my opinion on that. How are you preparing to be a parent? Well, I've been preparing for a long time. A lot of reading, lots of different books, lots of like psychological books, things about books about parenting, just books about psychology in general. Those are very, very helpful. There's so many different ones. I don't want to reference any specific ones right now, but if you guys really want, I can give you like a list. I've read a lot of crazy books and lots of therapy. Oh my gosh. So I've been working with my therapist on Nick, my husband, and I both preparing and like working through our different like psychological things that we have going on that need to be like resolved. So therapy and books, really. Are you scared you might have another miscarriage? Yes, of course. If you don't know, I miscarried actually 6 weeks before I got pregnant with this pregnancy. This is my second pregnancy. First one ended in miscarriage after just about 8 weeks. There's videos about that. I'll put them in the description. And actually my next video is about what it's like to get pregnant after a miscarriage. So yes, I am scared. I talk about that a lot more in the next video, but I am really definitely worried and scared, but also I've been doing everything I possibly can to maintain hope and a healthy mindset amidst all of the fear. So yes, I am scared. I talk a lot about that in the other video, which is coming out next week. What did you do to deal with morning sickness? Well, I'm in the 2nd trimester now and it's not that bad anymore really. I just have some kind of food aversion still and my appetite's not like that big right now for some reason. It's really weird. I'm like just about 18 weeks right now. It's kind of annoying because I thought I'd be like, yeah, I want to eat everything. I felt like that a couple weeks ago. Now I'm just like, eh. So anyway, what did I do? I had really bad morning sickness all day, like horrible, horrible nausea and food aversions. It was just, I mean, honestly, it was like torture. It was horrible. I tried a lot of things, like a lot of things. I mean, I was like scouring the internet, like, what can I try? But most of them didn't work for me. I think my next pregnancy, I'm gonna try a lot more things because I was so shocked by being in that physical, mental state of like, oh my gosh, my body's like being taken over and I can't change this. I can't like undo this. I can't just take a pill and make myself feel better. Oh my gosh. I was so shocked that I just had a hard time like dealing with the morning sickness in the first place. So I think the next pregnancy I'll be able to try more things and be more open-minded. But the things that helped me were getting my mindset right. Okay, this sounds like maybe a small thing, but it was huge for me. Once I was able to like accept like, okay, this is how it's gonna be for I don't know how many more weeks. This is what your life is now. And I was accepting it and like coming around to it and being like, you can handle this. Like you can handle pain, you can handle discomfort, you can handle challenges. I had to really build myself up, and that actually helped so much. Like it really helped make things more bearable. And then eating frequently, that was actually really helpful. Eating every, what was it? Like, I don't know, hour, 2 hours? I don't know. I would eat something small and that would help. It wouldn't really make it go away, but it would stop me from getting a horrible stomachache, which was just so annoying to add that on to the rest of the symptoms. And then B6 actually did help me. That was good. And magnesium, but you know, I didn't really figure out what worked for me, if there was anything that would help that much. So hopefully next time I will. How has pregnancy changed the way you live? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm a really active person, and I didn't realize like how many things you can't do while you're pregnant. There's a lot of things you can't eat. So it changes the way all my meals are, because I'm like, can I eat this? Can I not eat this? A bunch of like things are taken out for 9 months, and some of those I love. So that it changes that. So that's not a big deal, but you know, it changes that. And then there's a lot of things you can't do like physically, as far as like exercising. And I mean, even at this point, like lying on my back, like things like that, you wouldn't think of lying on my stomach, you know? Fitting in clothing, having pants that fit me. Last week I went to pick out an outfit for a Cimorelli video, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have any pants I can wear right now, except for sweatpants, which I'm not gonna wear in the video. Oh my gosh, all I have as options are whatever dresses fit me, and that's it. I had no other options because I had no pants. Don't worry, I got some maternity jeans that actually fit me, but it changes like everything. You know, my sister and I were in the Bahamas, and we were at Atlantis, and they were like going on these slides and doing all this stuff, and it was like, I can't do any of that, and I would be like the first one doing all of it. So it was really weird. Like, this is my new life. I'm like almost like a toddler, like, can't do that, you're too short for that, you're too young for that, like you can't eat that yet, you can't do that. It's like that. So I'm not complaining. I'm very, very grateful to be pregnant, but it does change a lot about your life. How is your morning sickness now? I think I already answered this. It's not that bad anymore. I just don't have that much of an appetite, and I thought that I would. I really want to have an appetite. How did you know your husband would be a good father? Okay, obviously I don't know he's gonna be a good father. I mean, that you're taking a risk when you have a child with someone. You're taking a really big risk. Like, you hope they're gonna be a good dad. You don't really know until you see. But the reason why I think he's gonna be a good dad is I've seen him with children before. He's very, very good with them, very sweet, really playful. He's really good with kids. He has really strong morals and character, and he's just a really trustworthy, good guy. And I think that is so important. When you're going through something so challenging with someone, you need to know like you can count on them. I mean, that is so important. He's also a really generous and kind-hearted and really compassionate person. So all those things make me think he's probably gonna be a really good dad. We'll see. I hope so. What do you do when you start to cry over something silly from all the hormones? Yeah, this happens a lot, but it's not that silly all the time. Sometimes it is. I just like let it out, or I'm just like, or I just say pregnancy hormones. If like there's someone who maybe feels awkward around me, I just say pregnancy hormones. Sorry guys, I keep like tugging on my shirt because I felt like it was in a weird position. It's like riding up, you know. So yeah, I just say pregnancy hormones and move on with it. Are you going to homeschool your child? Yes, I was homeschooled. I loved it. I love teaching. I've been looking forward to this like my whole life. Like all the jobs I've ever had besides being on YouTube and being a singer and all that I do right now, everything I've ever done has been a teaching job. Like I have taught so many things. I love teaching. So I'm really looking forward to being able to teach my children. Are you nervous about having a baby? Absolutely. I don't think it's to a like unhealthy place. I think it's a healthy amount of nervous, I think. I don't know. I'll probably think differently next year. You know, I've never had a child before outside of the womb. But I'm nervous to give birth. I'm also kind of excited. And I'm really nervous to have a newborn and to be sleep deprived and to go through all of that with my husband and to see the changes in my career. I'm still gonna be a part of the band. I'm not leaving the band at all. I absolutely love my career and I can do a lot. I mean, I work almost entirely from home. So I'm gonna be still working. I love it, but it's gonna change with the baby. So I am nervous about that. We'll see what happens, but I have 9 younger siblings and I have done like most of the baby raising duties. You know, I've changed probably like 1 million diapers. I've fed them, given them baths, changed them, clean up nasty stuff. You know, I've done almost everything already with a lot of different babies. A lot of different personalities too, a lot of different situations. So I feel really confident in that aspect of things. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, what? They puked all over everything. I'll be like, yeah, it's happened before. But when it's your own, obviously it's gonna be different. And when you're sleep deprived, waking up in the middle of the night 1 million times, take care of your newborn who is just completely helpless, I know it's gonna be really different than my siblings. So I'm nervous, but I'm also really excited. Duh. Will you still be in every video on the Cimorelli channel or bring the baby with you to recordings? Yeah, I'm still gonna be in the videos and I don't know if I'm gonna bring the baby with me, but that brings me to the next question. How much are you going to feature the baby in your videos? I am not into the idea of my children being on the internet at all. It's dangerous. We don't know how it affects kids' mental health when they grow up from like a baby on to a teenager to their adult life and they're on the internet. We don't know that because that's a really new thing. So I wouldn't want to risk that, and I'm just not going to be putting my children on the internet very much at all for just privacy and mental health issues. I just want to be better safe than sorry. So, you know, I'll put them on a little tiny bit, like show them here and there, but I'm not gonna be like featuring them. It's also kind of like, I don't know, making money off your kids. I don't know about that idea. It's not my fave idea. So, you know, well, that's a controversial topic, but those are my thoughts right now. Do you want your kids to be singers or in a band? I mean, no. I want them to like enjoy singing if they do, and like enjoy music and playing piano. It like seriously, it's one of the best things about my life is like being able to sing and play instruments and like record and create music and express myself in that way. It's one of the best things in my entire life. But it's not like I really hope that they will do exactly what I did, because they're their own separate people who are gonna have their own different interests. Like they're not just a mini version of me or my husband. Like they're their own people. So if they want to, then yeah, that's great. I actually like kind of don't want them to be in a band if it's like on the internet. I know that's so hypocritical because that's what I do, but maybe until they're like older, like 18 and older or like 20 and older, just because I know with the music industry, if you don't know, I used to live in LA for 5 years, I had a record deal with Universal Records, and it is insane. And there's just a lot of horrible people in the entertainment industry, just period. I mean, stuff is coming out recently where it's really being exposed and you guys are realizing this, which is amazing. I'm really glad because it's so wrong. But because of that, I hope they don't want to be in the music industry. Oh gosh, if they do, I can help navigate it, but oh gosh, I really hope they don't want to because it's really scary. Are the shots in your stomach a thing you have to do in future pregnancies? If you're confused, I take a shot I do a shot, give myself a shot in the stomach of Lovenox, the blood thinner, every night. Switch sides, that's what I was just doing right here. And it's because I have, well, I guess 2 blood clotting disorders, protein S deficiency and factor 8. I'm still learning about all this stuff. We just figured it out a couple months ago. And I have to take it the entire pregnancy every single day. And yes, in every future pregnancy, I will also have to do that. It prevents blood clots in me and also blood clots that could harm the baby, like a clot in the placenta which that may have been the reason I miscarried the first time, and the reason why my mom and grandma both miscarried 4 times, since it's a genetic disorder. So yes, I have to do a shot every day in my stomach for every pregnancy for the rest of my life. It's not the most fun thing. Sometimes it's horribly painful, but sometimes it doesn't hurt at all. It's just kind of depends on the night. And I've actually adjusted to it. Not that scared anymore. I was terrified of needles before this. I mean, terrified. I mean, I still don't love blood tests. I freak out. How many kids do you want? I want, honestly, as many as I can have in the next, I don't know what I'm going to have, 10 years left of childbearing. As many as I can, 7, 8. That would be really cool. 5, 6, whatever. How is your mental health? It's good and also very challenged because I have all these new challenges coming up every week, sometimes every day. With pregnancy, it's something I've never done before past 8 weeks, and my body changing like this and my mind changing like this is just something brand new to me, and it is very different and very hard some days. So I've had a really hard time some days. First trimester was very, very challenging for my mental health. It was just something so new to me, and I was thinking of making a whole video about that. I mean, it really challenged me. I think my next pregnancy, I don't think it would be as challenging because it wouldn't be like, what the heck, this can happen, that can happen. I think it would be easier. But anyway, it's pretty good right now. I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. I got a therapy session tomorrow morning. I'm working on it. So I think I'm doing pretty well. Did being pregnant after miscarriage help your healing process? I'm not sure. I really see my 2 pregnancies and my 2 children as just 2 really separate events. I don't really put them into one. So I'm not really sure. I am going to talk about this a lot more in my video next week, which is getting pregnant after a miscarriage, what it's like. It's a good question. I guess I have to think about that. I don't know. Have you felt any kicks? I'm almost 18 weeks and I think that I have, but I'm not sure because I've never done this before, this far along. So I think I have, kind of. It's definitely not a consistent, obvious thing yet. So we're getting there. And last question, does singing hurt your gut now? Kind of sometimes when I get really bloated, my stomach just feels like it is stretched to the max, it's the most stretched it's ever been. I can feel that my skin is at capacity and it's just gotta keep going. So kind of sometimes. Singing is harder. I've been more out of breath and it's been harder with breath support and all that. It's definitely been challenging. Well, that was 18 minutes. Thank you guys for all those questions, and make sure you guys follow me on all my different social media platforms below, and subscribe if you want to follow along on my entire pregnancy journey and just learn more about me and my life. All the videos I talked about are really linked in the description, and I will see you guys next week. Well, you will see me next week in the next video. Bye, guys.